winning heroes and Faith on Disruptor. So that's a good formula already for Newbee, while on the side of Thunder. They've deviated a little bit from what they've been used to be playing. The Jakiro and the Beastmaster are very common for them, but the other three are a little bit different.
Oh, well, let's see. We'll see how SCCC plays this mid lane. I remember the other day we saw. Was it Sumaila who was playing the mid, and they built the Zeus a little differently? Or was it not? Was it Sumaila? I can't remember.
Yes.
But you get sort of you max out the lightning bolt. You get it level 1. You don't really take the yard landing because of the fact that you have got this fantastic right click now.
Yeah, I mean, it's so valuable now, level 1. One of the, it's 125 damage, it's only 75 mana, you have a 500 mana pool, and you can also use it to manipulate creep blast hits, right? You can use it as the mini stun, and you've got good base damage. Could be a cool mid matchup.
We'll see how well CCC is able to play it. And of course these side lanes there, bottom lane, where things could certainly kick off if Faith and Kaka find a chance to start something.
And as we expect, yeah, full tri-lane bottom. They're all about emphasizing securing Mugi's lane. KP, since he's left to his own devices, he is trying his best to manipulate that top creep wave and pull it so that he can actually get something. But he's dropping extremely low to DDC's harassment.
He certainly is. There will be a attention of a dual breath if he wants to pop the mango, but it doesn't look like he will do so. DDC, as KP does manage to get himself back underneath the tier 1 tower.
He made sure that he can't actually last hit any of these creeps though, by pushing him all the way back. And DDC is actually one of the Jakiros that absolutely decimated when he played it.
Yes.
In the earlier time in this tournament.
Definitely one of the flashier ones.
He had the highest damage done in one of the games, and it was not that late up in game freeze. Dropping's quite low, but has the stick charge. And mid, fine. Will he be fine though?
Certainly have to be very careful with SCCC now hitting the level 3.
Oh, yep. Does actually.
Extra point now in the lightning bolt. Maybe that last little bit of a zap that's needed to take Freeze out. DDC, we'll wrap around. We'll take that arcane rune away to make sure that SCCC doesn't wander up there and grab it for himself. Bottom lane, ending up with the Burrow Strike. They're going to jump forward as well. Mugi onto Yang with the help of Kaka and Faith. Backup comes in though. DDC comes down. It's going to be 2 layers. Newbee find themselves first blood, taking down 1. Find something else out of this. There could be Essence Shift building up on Mugi. Fade, one more right click was needed to bring him down as he stays alive on 5 HP. And with that can turn himself around and get the burst out to take down Kaka in return. Concussive, he may have just set up for a second for the side of VGJ Thunder, and he certainly has there. That 5 HP keeping the Skywrath alive and allowing Thunder to get 2 kills in return. As Fade will kill himself with a quick trip back to base.
Just as soon as we're praising DDC for his Jakiro play, gets the Arcane Rune, hides inside of the Roche pit just so they can't make sure that they can't actually see his TP. TP's bottom, and just he's like, whatever. Troll is now in a solo versus a Doom who already kind of got sacrificed. Instantly, Kaka sees this rotation afterwards, of course, and makes his way to top to try to slow down Sylar a bit. Very quick moves and adjustments happening in the laning phase.
Mid lane at the moment, pretty much even between the two. 15 for 5 on SCCC. There's 14 for 4 on Freeze, so both heroes having a pretty good time here in the mid lane.
Will he get the last hit? He does. Good lift. Unsuccessful. I like the build. I was actually talking about this build the other day when I saw Sumail playing it, is you actually skip the static field. I think this is like you can actually do so much more damage now as a Zeus when you do go for this 2-2 build. The 1 point in static just seems, I don't know, when I look at it doesn't seem that valuable anymore.
Top lane KP, he's pulling level, he's got the Scorch back up in time, and now potential turnaround in Kaka. With the Burrow Strike, KP closes in, does still have to be quite careful as he is pretty low HP. Fade should be in trouble here as there is a Burrow Strike back up again in a second, but it looks like Kaka doesn't want to chase for it.
308 movement speed even with the Wind Lace on Sanking, 333 on Skywrath.
We'll see where these movements head next. In terms of the farm Mugi down on the bottom lane, having a pretty good time down here, 19 for 10.
Yeah, a lot of denies coming out for him. Oh, like we said, that's the most important win condition for Newbee, is just to make sure that Mugi has a great time. So far, so good. Troll's a hero that you want to play ahead of a Slarkin farm.
Absolutely, otherwise Mugi's going to have a pretty good time of ducking and diving in and out of the fights.
Yeah, could be a very solid game for the Slark. The only concern for me is, of course, the Kunkka. Unable to remove the X, they're going to always have that, I almost just said, I was going to say almost have that X factor, but they almost always will have that X to lock down in those situations.
Kaka, he's got a burrow strike. And that will save him as KP comes across, has the net down onto Sylar to hold back the trough. As they keep one another safe.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
And still out these lanes, KP. He's back up towards the top. Is the, I guess him and the Beastmaster both sort of around a similar CS. And
Yeah.
no, none of the cores on the map getting heavily punished. Really, at the moment.
Pretty much, yeah, that even. Kaka has a little bit less farm than the Zeus because he's getting harassed more, so he has to bring more regen. And the Doom is pretty much tied with the Beastmaster, although he has a couple less last hits. Beastmaster did die once. Faith. Getting chased by DDC will be okay.
Just a little too far for the chase to continue. As Freeze just now hit that level 6. Going to be set for SCCC, so see if he's able to keep his eye on any action around the map. And Freeze, he's going to be able to take that before SCCC can get over there. Now, Freeze, what does he want to do about this? He's looking towards SCCC. We'll go for it with the both combo, but SCCC has backup. Kaka heads down and won't jump forward as they need to get SCCC out of it. He's a little too low, will back off. Kaka also will be able to get himself away.
I've seen so many haste runes at like the 6-minute mark in this tournament. It's actually crazy. I've seen a lot of rotations just start happening because of this that you usually normally would not see. See? Dodge that torrent. Have we had Zeus win any games here yet?
I mean, as I said, well, I remember we cast at least one of the games.
Casted one, and it did okay. It did a lot of damage, but
It did do a lot of damage.
it did start to fall off at one point.
Oh, Thunder God's Wrath's going to be popped.
Is that a scouting ulti?
I believe so.
It seemed like it. Freeze has the haste.
And now,
the gap.
yeah, he's going to just go straight on to SCCC, and SCCC will fall. Freeze and fade.
These haste runes playing a big part in these early games.
1k lead now for Thunder, 3-1. 7 minutes in. The free farm for Sylar continues.
Yeah, they actually can't really pressure him with Doom and Sanking. They need to get their level 6s before they can attempt to pressure with their supports on the side of Newbee. Could maybe see a rotation from Esther. We'll see if he gets a fortunate rune. But Oopsie actually ports bat mid and Thunder. They're already prepared to look for this gank, but Kaka breaks the smoke.
And walks straight into them. Silence is there, but he's got the Sandstorm, and those two don't really want to look to go straight away. They are bringing over the Kunkka, but a quick burrow strike to the low ground will allow Kaka to crawl himself away.
Base from Kaka. Breaking that smokes, protecting Zeus. KP already level 5, about to be 6 on this Doom, so this is where they can look to punish the troll. Either the level 6 on the Doom or the level 6 on the supports, and we already see Kaka making the way toward top.
If you can find an opening onto Sylar, but Sylar, he's level 8 for the phase. He's got the Aquila, and he's halfway towards his Mask of Madness. He's doing very well for himself.
And they spot Kaka anyway. Now with DDC's rotation. But yeah, Sylar is definitely doing really well. And now Sylar does get doomed after the stun. But do they have the chase?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that troll's going to be able to walk away. DDC as well will be fine. So that is the first Doom being dropped. Kaka, burrow strike forward. In fact, he's just burrow striked under the tower. Kaka, he'll die. KP as well. He's dead as well. They do get the kill eventually with the Thunder God's Wrath coming through, and that last hit from KP. But no, that was a bit of a mess up top for Newbee.
Yeah, I think he thought that mid right now, as Triple C.
They've got him with the axes. Kaka again, missing these burrow strikes.
I think Kaka thought that he went through the tree line there, right? I think he thought that Jakiro cut the tree and he was trying to get the stun off there, but ends up paying costly. Now he gets roared.
He does. And there's the torrent. In they go. Freeze with the Tidebringer hit, and they'll claim a second in the middle lane. 7 for 2 now for Thunder.
Already 3 deaths on Kaka's Sanking very early on in this game. KP does get a good amount of gold though from the kill that he got on Sylar. It's 581 gold. So he's got a full
Doesn't get the XP right.
Doesn't get the XP.
He did die afterwards.
Dire's bottom tower is
But I mean, a full drum already. Pretty significant. He actually has pretty much equivalent farm to Yang's Beastmaster and higher levels as well. So 2k gold advantage though for Thunder at the moment. Still a pretty It's been a quiet early game, it still feels like. Newbee struggling to make the rotations work. And now, I like this move from Mugi. When you're playing Slark, you know, you've got your Dark Pack, you've got your ulti, you can always go to the jungle, and he emphasized how important the support levels are this game. They need to get those level 6s to give themselves a bit more damage in their lineup early on until the Shadowblade, or until the Slark can actually get the Shadowblade and start making moves. So, giving Faith the bottom lane, and they're just gonna let Kaka still continue to run around a bit. KP's even doing some jungle creeps and giving Kaka the top lane, so really prioritizing those levels. There's the Mask of Madness build on Sylar this game, so he wants to be able to fight, get that Mask of Madness BKB build that we've been seeing from a lot of the Chinese teams. I know we saw like a couple pro battle Fury build, and really much from the Chinese.
Thunder now with the smoke fade. Yang heading around, they have the double sixes. Same time up top, DDC is going to get gone upon by KP and Kaka. And DDC will get himself underneath the tower. But Kaka goes forward, has the Burrow Strike, and they will claim the kill on DDC. At the same time, that smoke ends up being successful in terms of finding a disruptor and getting SCCC as well. The Tark to step things up, Freeze, Yang, and Fade collapsing on SCCC. Mugi's come across looking to try and find something in return. Will go for the pounce. Does not make the connection onto Fade. As Fade continues to retreat. He's got Yang and Freeze by his side. Fade heading into the tree line, has got a TP, so can look to try and go for the TP play. He will do so, and of course Mugi, no way to cancel it. Fade and the boys from Thunder all get out.
And that is a lot of time spent from Mugi chasing that. We'll slow him down a tiny bit, while Sylar this entire time was farming down bottom. Good space coming out from Thunder.
On top, Freeze. Found Kaka again. Kaka does have a Burrow Strike. They should be able to get his way down the cliff. And Freeze, the spell's already used, can't follow through. DDC can. He's on the other half of it. He's got the vision, and they'll cut down Kaka again.
4 deaths now for Tank.
He's struggling.
He really is, and this is one of Kaka's best heroes. Game definitely getting punished by the quick moves of Thunder. I mean, this quick early level 10 on Freeze too. You see how hard he was hitting with that phase and the bracer? Already 150 per hit without that Tidebringer. We're gonna have to look at SCCC to try to make some moves to recover right now, because 0, 3, and 1 as well on this Zeus, who ideally wants to be the one actually making those gank plays happen, not being the one ganked. So you can keep up in that farm.
Thunder, they're ready to go again. Raw, Mystic Flare, there's the old 1-2, and KP's down. 30 seconds without the Doom. Thunder just making these effortless movements across the map, and Newbee struggling to make their own.
Yeah, I mean, the support movement, right? Fade is 4, 1, and 4 on the Skywrath, just constantly making moves around, catching Newbee off guard. But now Newbee trying to strike back.
They do find the connection onto Yang. With the help of Fade from FCCC, they'll have more than a burst to bring down the Brood. That's for the Beast Master. They do pop the epicenter though as well for it. Kaka is trying to see if they can maybe find a setup onto another, but can't quite close the gap onto DDC.
Now, he really wanted to just make sure they get that kill, but maybe underestimating how much damage Zeus can do. And it doesn't seem like they really need that Epi. And Mugi able to claim the bottom tower. So Mugi is still keeping up very nicely. Gonna have a great timing on the Shadow Blade. But Sylar is also still absolutely free farming.
He really is. To the Ancients he goes, and on top of the Mask of Man, it's already very close to having Yasha. These early farming and fighting items are certainly going to help propel him.
Yeah, maybe
a little bit further ahead than the slot.
Maybe Yasha and then the BKB. You could just go with the X and Y, because you know, you're playing versus the Doom, so maybe he's a little bit put off from just going straight to the BKB, but it is, you know, like Alan loves to say in particular right now, it's the Chinese matter, is getting that BKB pretty much as like your first item in most instances now. Yang will be going for a Shadow Blade of his own to be on the prowl. They're the playmakers. The Beastmaster as well as the Skywrath, they're going to be looking to hunt a lot, make space for Sylar.
And here we go mid. Tower's already pretty low. Sylar with the battle chance. Looks to finish it off. And he will. KP does not go for the deny. As Thunder will take the tier 1 tower. Keeping...
Newbee setting up a trap here. Shadow Blade fresh.
Kaka Goes to the Pro Shot, then it goes wrapped. In fact, they've got the static storm down onto Tabird, and they've managed to trap Sylar and Yang, and indeed the trap has worked.
Beautiful smoke by them.
Maybe they can get more out of it as well, as Fade actually comes forward, trying to look to fight. Will be able to finish off Fade, but he gives away another kill to Mugi.
It's a triple for Mugi, and he just gets the dominating streak as well from Fade. Fade was very high level on the Skyrim. It's a level 8.
Top lane, KP immediately as well with a quick knock-on plays as he's straight up there with the Doom drop down onto DDC. No escape for the Dragon.
Well, in quick succession, they crush the gold lead and experience lead that Thunder had going for them in one smoke rotation. Absolutely beautiful read of the map there by Newbee. They saw the gank happen in the mid lane. They cut them off, trying to go back to retreat to the shrine. This Slark is something you definitely have to be concerned about. Even if you have that X combo to deal with him, the new build that we've seen from these Slarks. Shadowblade into BKB. Sometimes they throw an Echo Saber in between if they're really starting to snowball out of control in the game, but that will make this Slark almost unkillable if he doesn't get roared initially.
And look at this, the Mask and Manish Yasha build coming into play. This is what it helps you do. Takes that Roshan down quickly and early in the game. They get the kill on Kaka mid, and this little play with this build, they're not gonna know. Oh,
now they know.
All right.
Can they do anything with it though?
That is the question. Sylar definitely trying to finish the top. There's going to be a buyback from Kaka. As Newbee, they want to get in the pit. Really straight in. KP goes in. Can he grab it? No, he can't. Sylar gets the kill, gets the Aegis. Will be taken out of his hand straight away. Two-man's on. It's the Magma Fire. VGJ Thunder, they have the control around the pit with the ice pass. Mugi pokes the Shadow Dance, tries to get himself away. Kaka goes in into the midst of it all with the epicenter. Has the Sandstorm. Looking to chase down Freeze, and Freeze, he'll fall. So despite getting Roshan and the Aegis, they do lose the Aegis straight away, and they do lose the Kunkka. So pretty much, it feels like it sort of resets the game to the same state of the game before they got the Roshan. The Roshan didn't achieve anything, but they also didn't really lose too much around that.
It's almost fortunate there that Kaka actually gets boated and dies in the mid lane, because then they don't have boat for that situation in the fight where it could have been a disaster for Newbee. They're able to come out in a pretty good situation, and Kaka almost has Blink Dagger now on Sanking.
Yeah.
So even though 1, 5, and 6 on the Sanking, still going to have a very good timing on that to set up the plays.
And already Mugi, he's got his eyes on Sylar up top, ready to set up another fade there with the backup. Sylar will put the Battle Trance, try and fight back against him. Mugi does not have the Shadow Dance quite back up yet, so can't stick around. Will have to back off. TP himself elsewhere across the map so he can continue farming. Mid lane, plus a shot out from Faye, the drums are popped from KP. Freeze closer and closer towards the Shadowblade. As Ether Lens now finished for SCCC.
This really is the Shadowblade BKB meta, huh? The Shadowblade on Beastmaster, Shadowblade Kunkka, Shadowblade Slark, and then other heroes all just across the board going for those BKBs early on. Sylar is trying to delay his a bit, as we were mentioning. Doesn't really want to get it just this early on. We'll get that SNY early.
That's the Blink Dagger for Kaka.
Now they've got double blinks too. KP has one now too, as well on Newbee, so double ways to initiate and start the fight. And they also have, like we were talking about, lots of ways to get information from that Slark as well from the Zeus ulti. They might look to go pick a fight. They've got everything available for them. Just the Epion's cooldown for about 12 more seconds, but they've got the blink and the Doom and the blink Sanking. Newbee leading the way, giving information.
Let's see if you can find it. Jump in, Kaka perfect, gets two of them with the bow strike. Immediately they take down Fade, but they're the counterplay. The bow comes through, crashing straight on top of KP. Mugi tries to move forward with the pounce on Freeze. Freeze will be glimpsed back, but Newbee unable to have the control to hold down Kunkka. So, amongst the chaos, only Skywrath Mage falling off the back of that aggressive movement from Newbee. They would have wanted more.
Yeah, able to clean that top tower up. Try to hide and TP out, but Newbee is hunting for him.
And they found him. They set up with the vision from the Thunderbolt, and now with the chase down with the Doom, there is nowhere for this Beastmaster to run, as Newbee will manage to punish Yang for taking their tier 1 towers up.
And looking at the map, you know, we mentioned vision a couple times, and looking at it right now, Newbee has complete control of the vision so far. There's actually no observer wards on the map for VG Thunder at the moment. Gonna make the game a lot easier for Newbee to make those plays, while Thunder has this dark map, unable to really get any information. But with Beastmaster, with that Shadowblade, that's where they're gonna try to at least look for those pickoffs more, and as well as the Shadowblade on the Kunkka, and a DD boom. on Freeze as well in his bottom.
There's the BKB finish for the slot.
19 minutes, incredibly early.
He has to get stuff done with it.
Double damage.
Make the use of having that early advantage against this skill set coverage lineup.
They see Thunder setting up for all this. Kaka will be the one to pay. Does get the bounty room before he dies though.
Towards mid, Freeze. There's the X-Mark, but there's the BKB coming into use straight away to get him away from that Torrent Boat DD Kunkka.
Fully defensive BKB though. That first usage. Now it's 60 seconds where Thunder could continue looking for these plays. They're going to start to be able to control some of the map to get those wards down that they've really needed to get. They were playing with absolutely none on the map for quite a while. And another play. So SCCC, all about positioning on Zeus.
Triple blink daggers for Newbee.
Yep.
Lots of catch. And set up between those three and the fact they have Disruptor behind them. They're consistently looking to play off the vision, and they certainly have many ways to get that. Be it positioning themselves, obviously with the Thunder God's Wrath as well into Glimpse can be a fantastic way to peel one of Thunder's members away before the fight begins.
Yeah. I think Newbee, they still want to be playing at a really fast pace. They want to keep taking fights before the Troll has BKB, because Sylar is extremely susceptible to just getting stunned and controlled and killed in almost all the instances of the fights if he's not in a perfect spot. So Newbee, they do need to keep this pace up before that Troll gets that magic immunity.
Dire structures have been fortified.
Play around their vision too. They have that one deep ward that was placed.
Here we go, Kaka.
Kaka gets his smoke broken. It's actually as the Skyrat is running downward.
Who's up here? They've got the Thunder God's Wrath for vision. They're closing the gap. Looking for Sylar. There we have it. The Glimpse into the Burrow Strike. Epicent is there as well to make sure the damage is more than ready to go through that missed chance with the magical coming out from Kaka. That's what we're talking about. Thunder God's Wrath Glimpse. You'll find these catches.
Yep. And look for the fight. Constantly be looking for the fight with this lineup. When you have Sanking, when you have Disruptor, sure, maybe your ultis will get on cooldown, but you want to fight before that BKB on the Troll. Freeze. They spot him with the Courier. KP does not have reveal just yet. They actually pick him on top of him.
He knew where he was heading. He's quite a bit ahead of his team, but there's KP coming in as well. They've got the Glimpse, the Doom. Mystic Flare will come down onto KP, and KP will fall, but they get the kill. On to Freeze. Follow strike from Kaka. They'll be able to get themselves potentially another Yang. Will be saved momentarily by the Ice Puff, but Mookie moves forward with the Dark Pact. As Newbee, they lose KP, but they claim 2 cores for it. I mean, that play there from Kaka, jumping forward, he knew which way he was heading.
Yeah, they got a glimpse of him for a second because of that sentry and obs on the high ground.
And it just goes to show how good the catch and chase is of Newbee's lineup.
And how important vision is. I think we said it like 10 times already this game, but they're really playing incredibly well around that and enabling Mugi to have an incredible game. 6-0 and 2 on the Slark, 200 last hits.
And look at this build here from SCCC as well. So what, Ether Lens, Blink, and then straight into the Eon Disc.
Oh, okay.
So, sort of that guaranteed way to I guess not be worried about being instantly jumped. The sort of the raw potential weakened as well. Mid lane Newbee continuing to make the plays happen. It's the X mark onto Moogie. Moogie does still have the BKB in the Shadow Dance. Does he need to use Eva?
I actually love this Aeon Disc build on SCCC, right? Like, you already do a disgusting amount of damage, and he's already got Blink and Aetherlens for his positioning, so all he needs to really do is survive the initial jump if they either get the setup from the Beastmaster or the setup from the Kunkka. Sylar still does not have that BKB, so Newbee, they can still look to keep hunting. Ideally want to get this tier 1 down in the mid lane though. We'll start to do so.
I think what's going to be really nice about the Eon Disc as well is the fact that anytime SCCC gets going on, like so sort of Frozen Smoke, he'll always have the chance to pop the Thunder God's Wrath. So they'll always have that sort of reactionary vision.
Yeah, I mean,
the rest of the team can rely on. Even if he does sort of get control and take down at the end of the day, he gets his job done in that sense, so the rest of his team can go, right, this is how they're taking the fight. Because it's unlikely he's going to be jumped on unless VGJ Thunder are looking to take the team fight.
Yeah. I mean, sure, it might not, if his Aeon Disc is procced, he might not do damage with his ulti, but at least we'll get the information.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's all about that information.
It's all about the vision. See how Thunder play around that. So at the moment, 15-60 and 1k lead for Newbee.
There we go. So it's scouting ulti by SCCC.
Radiant's middle tower is being
Almost level
attacked.
18 already. So he went for the 25% experience talent in this game. Make sure you can get that high level very early on.
Problem is though, Sylar is getting bigger and bigger. He has that
It definitely
BKB
is.
now complete. So if VGJ Thunder can enable and set up Sylar in the team fights, there's not really too much that Newbee can do to take him off target.
He still wants to be in a bit of a better position here because he's still slightly behind that Slark, and as a troll, you know, that matchup, it's you know, we always it's kind of a back and forth, but Slark overall can win it as long as he has backup from his teammates. If it's a straight 1v1, sure, troll if he gets the bashes can control him, but that's not the way Dota is.
And there we go. And just complete. And the crit book starting to be scaled up by Yang on his Beastmaster over on Thunder. And Thunder are going to look to make the play.
All about the Roche control for this Thunder lineup with Troll, Warlord, and Beastmaster. Going to start to do so. Drop it very quickly. No Thunder God's Wrath since they used it earlier. They will be able to D-ward.
They're aware, they've scanned it.
Yeah, but Thunder, they will be able to claim this one. However, they beat. Considering to jump in.
That's already gone. In fact, KP is going to get caught out by the Rock. But Moon gets to put the BKB in the shadow down straight away with the Static Storm. He's down in the midst of the wall. Kaka on the side, ripping up the epicenter. Looking to go, jumps in with the bow strike, catches out DDC. That's Jakiro gone. BKB from Silent Pops. He tries to go towards Tanky, but Kaka's able to guide him. Five out from KP as he jumps forward into the fight. Mookie pounces forward. They've got the Doom down onto the Kuka. That's forward in on Thunder. They're going to lose everybody. The Aegis gone as well on Sylar.
KP with the buyback play.
And here we go. They're ready to take him down a second time with no BKB. He'll look towards Faith. Faith getting himself back, but he can't escape Sylar. We'll be able to bring him out. And Sylar. The G, Sylar. The entrance of this one is a huge fight issue. He looks towards the Doom, but no. Moogie puts an end to the madness. Will finish him off as Newbee are able to take the fight around the pit despite not getting the Aegis, the Cheese, or the Roshan.
They didn't even care. They're like, they have Aegis, cheese, whatever. We're taking this fight. Moogie is uncontrollable in these fights. When he has BKB, when you have Shadow Dance, they have nothing that they can really do to slow down this Slark in the engagements. He's able to weave in and out. Nice Disruptor ulti coming out from Faith 2, catching two heroes. It's all about this Slark, though. Slark and Zeus pretty much untouched inside of that fight. As Triple sees Aeon Disc proc, and then he's able to throw out all of his spells. So their two main damage dealers pretty much free.
He's going to set up for a very good timing on the Skadi for Slark this game at this pace.
KP was actually probably the like big play there, just even throwing his face in. It's like, sure, he died, but he baited Aurora on himself.
Yep.
He baited all of the spells coming out from Thunder and allowed those other two cores to really get their job done.
Still ever so close, but
Yeah.
frustration certainly being felt from Thunder, as that was the second time they've gone for this Roshan play, and they get the Rosh, but it never really sort of gives them that chance to reset and then do something with the Aegis.
Mookie's got a DD in the bottle. Still 18 Essence Shift stacks as
There's
well.
no hope for DDC.
Godlike on this Slark. This said the Slark was going to be a huge problem.
This is what happened. I mean,
absolutely taking control of the game.
They set it up perfectly in the draft,
They did.
we saw. This was a beautiful game for Newbee to just lay out the Slark, and for Thunder to struggle in terms of being able to draft a lineup that can deal with a Slark that gets this out of control.
Yeah, I think this is the fifth or sixth time maybe this tournament I've seen Slark versus Beastmaster in the laning phase and in the split game. Kaka jumps forward.
We'll get Raw and Mystic Flare, but and it looks like the rest of the team, do they want to go in? Moogie does still have that DD. It's looking towards Sylar. He actually clinks in. The Static Storm will get dropped down by Faith, but Faith will lose his life. Sylar wants the BKB. He will retreat. Moogie, can he turn towards a different target? Looks towards Yang now with his own BKB. Moogie looking to go. Yang tries to TP out, but then SCCC. That was the TP. As Moogie will find another kill. This time Newbee did lose 3 for it, as their initiation a little bit broken. Kaka going in, the rest of them sort of coming in from multiple angles, and it didn't work out in that sort of sense, as the numbers, as we can see, will favor Thunder off the back of that trade.
Yep. Moogie's still just running around though, 19 Essence Shift shard stacks, so he wants to just keep being able to fight with that one. And it's Sure, his BKB starting to tick low, but they're also starting to tick Siler's low, which is the big scare as a troll. If you get down to a 5-second BKB very early in the game versus a Sanking, a Zeus, and a Disruptor, you are going to have troubles in that later stage.
Yeah, so it's especially as we keep talking about because of the matchup between him and the Slark.
Exactly.
So the Slark, sure, the BKB's great, but he can still fight without it. He's got the Shadow Knights. The Troll a lot less so. Sure, he's got the missed chance from the axes, but that is not going to save you against the magical damage from Newbee's lineup.
No, I mean, and SCCC is getting, he's 3/4 of the way toward an Aghanim's level 22 on the Zeus. So Freeze now has a BKB, so we'll be a little bit safer, but now Mugi still on the hunt.
He is. And it's a successful one as well.
He's always just has these, because they've been fighting non-stop with him, he always is going to have these Essence Shift stacks to just go around the map and kill, very easily kill any of these supports.
Lane. Hacker going on to Freeze.
Got a BKB
They
on the
are going to go with it with the Epicenter. In fact, Freeze, who now get the BKB out, turns around the X-Mark, and Sylar moves in onto Kaka. I'll get the kill onto Kaka Sanking.
Kaka is just a sacrifice this game, it seems. 2, 9, and 13. Trying to make plays all the time. Playing with his life most of the time, but he's putting the effort forward. And he's forcing BKB charges, that, as we said, are incredibly important versus Zeus, Sanking, Disruptor.
Again, as we can see sort of in numbers
Dead
at the top, it's 23 to 23, 31 minutes in less than a 1k lead for Newbee. But I can't help but feel, but because of the Slark, it does feel that in this situation, Newbee are the team that is ahead.
Yeah, it does feel so. They still have very limited ways to be able to control him, and I mean, the Zeus is dealing an incredible amount of damage in these
especially
fights.
with the Aghanims now complete on SCCC.
Faith, looking for DDC, they've got the Zeus OD, but Yang is here to help a bit. Any support.
Now KP, getting the dude down on the rebound, but Sylar. Mugi bashed to death. He doesn't get a chance to react. The Ice Path, the bashes. He can't get the BKB, the Dark Pact, or the Shadow Dancer, or anything out for that matter.
You cursed the man. As soon as you praised him, he bought the Eye of Scotty. Now he doesn't have buyback. He's that Brady.
They've just lost the game.
Not quite there.
I mean, say that.
I mean, it is extremely costly. They may lose a Rax
Look at
because
this
of it.
army moving down mid with the Necro books.
It was extremely painful.
I mean, yeah.
This gem from Yang coming in clutch right there, being able to see the Slark while he's running in initially.
And there we go.
And it's more than likely they get at least one Rax.
Freeze. The X-Mark Torrent onto the Zeus, but as you say, that little play, an incredibly costly one for Newbee. As these middle racks, they're back in. Freeze, wants the BKB. People get caught out.
And they're actually getting scared away. Okay, with the Troll still having the BKB on cooldown.
Yeah.
They don't want to risk it, even though Slark is still dead for seconds.
And look at this Kunkka build. Oh, wait, not the Kunkka, sorry.
I was like, what? I was like, it's very standard.
Someone who...
The Beastmaster?
Yes, the Beastmaster. There we go. Going for the Hex. This is what I'm on about.
Slark. Yeah. I was like, yes, it's very lovely.
Yes, so it's a Daedalus.
It's a Daedalus. Pretty standard. No, I do like the, I mean, Hex is the counter to the Slark. They need to get one in this game. I do like that by Yang if he's going to be able to get it at a good time. And with this gem pickup, though, they're able to keep this pressure going, try to keep this momentum and pressure Newbee before they can really set up and take a fight.
KP.
This BKB's coming out on the courier.
Oh, that blade! Not going to save Matson. They have the Raw, Torrent.
Level 3 armor on the Doom, so when they can close the gap with those physical damage dealers, it is very much damage. I'm going to stop saying close the gap.
Okay, say open the gap instead.
Open the gap.
Oh! 4k lead now for Thunder.
Yep.
That blunder from Mugi.
Yeah, Sylar having now a full Eye of Scotty, catapulting himself forward ahead of Mugi. They've given Mugi a gem now to try to make sure that he does not get controlled before he gets the BKB up there in the Shadow Blade. That's what happened inside that Roche fight.
Did they just see him die without buyback? I mean, they're giving that man a gem. That's a... They trust him.
I mean, Slark with the gem is always one of the best carriers, though, because then you're not so worried about getting jumped on instantly. I mean, this Beastmaster build could really catch them off guard if he just gets a full Hex in the next few moments. I mean, he's got 2800 already. So.
Yeah, now coming in with the Kunkka build as well. I don't know what they're going to do. As he's got the money for the crystal. Yep. Freeze. Let's get it out to him. Level 20 as well. on now on the Kunkka.
Man, KP is actually the lowest level in this game.
Moogie!
Down
They
forward.
get Makaka. On one, gonna get anything more. Just the DDC Jakiro. Yang is gonna get glimpsed to the side. Doesn't really care about that glimpse. CCC tries to chase, but Yang is too speedy. He's over and out. Moogie actually still looking at the wall.
Oh, the end of that Dark Pack still
I was
able to
gonna
perch
say.
it off. That was close. They really wanted to get the Beastmaster killed though. If they're able to claim this gem from the Beast, that would be pretty huge for Newbee. That's going to limit a lot of the map control from Thunder. And Rosh's spawn. It's already the third Rosh and it's 35 minutes. It's not something you're used to seeing.
No. But the problem for Newbee is they can't really do Roche very well.
With Essence Shift stacks, yes, but they don't have... Again,
Yeah.
That's probably their biggest window to do so.
Their Roche lineup is really non-existent without those stacks.
Yeah. Maybe if the KP had like an Alpha Wolf or something, but he doesn't need it.
Okay. Taking down some of the army. Getting some money. There we go. Yang. Just get glimpses back and touch into the static storm. Moogie able to jump forward with the pass and Yang's in drop.
That's a floor to pick it up. Whoops, runs in to grab it.
He does try and get it, but that's going to cost him his life. They'll use him up, surround him, and they'll cut him down as well.
And now
Double
they
kill for
kick him.
SCCC.
That's an incredibly big pickup. SCC's godlike too.
He's not dying.
No, level 25 already. So that I mean, the Arc Lightning is 315 each. It's pretty absurd. And now they do have some Essence Shift stacks.
Make
the way in the pick.
SCCC having a great. He's well on his way to ult. I mean, they're going to fly back on both of them. They want to get towards the pit. They know that Newbee can't do it quickly, so the two buybacks will instantly cause Newbee to back out of the pit.
Looks like KP wanted to try to claim high ground here before Thunder's able to set up, but...
Okay. Go in. Found DDC. Cackle will miss the first, guys. Newbee won't miss the round. That's going to be one down. KP coming in the back lines about. But they've lost KP, eh? Mystic Flow comes down upon him, but the Doom was done. It's out onto Silo. This is all that KP needed to get done. Raw comes out, but Moogie's already dark packed it. And this troll ain't going anywhere. Silo will fall. He'll fly back straight away. Looking to get in. Moogie gets dragged back by the X-Mark, but he's been Glimmer Cave. Can he really get his way out of this one? Yes, he can, because they don't have detection. Moogie's able to run his way to the north. Faith will fall. KP did buy back as well for this one. And in fact, so will Faith, knowing that VGJ Thunder are going to want to go towards the pit. Newbee do not want to let them get away with this one for free.
Moogie still has 31 stacks of Essence Shift, so that 93 agility. Has to be careful though.
He doesn't have BKB or Shadow Dance. And they are beating into him. They've got the bash, and Moogie, he's dead. Gets a little too close, a little too cocky as Thunder are able to sweep round behind the pit. And now, if they want to look for Roche, we've seen already Newbee commit 2 buybacks, but they do not want Thunder to get away with this one for free.
And they don't have the
They're
Doom
going to do it on the
available.
Slark as well. They're going to do it on the Slark as well.
Who has the gem? So Kaka has one of the gems, and I believe the Skywrath has the other. Had the other. They gave back the Beastmaster.
All about this pit. He's in there, Sylar.
It's very important for this Roche, Sylar.
Lots of
Getting
buyback.
controlled.
Kaka jumps in. There's KP immediately with the BKB loaded spin on Sylar. Sylar getting worked down. Turns for the matches. Takes down KP. Looks towards Moogie as well, but Moogie has the Shadow Dance. The BKB tries to move forward onto Freeze, but Freeze with the Shadow Blade able to slip himself away. Wave tries to get his back. Freeze has the X-Mark counter play. Gets himself back to safety. Only 1-for-1 at the moment. KP and Fade the ones to fall.
That was scary for Sylar for a second, though. They're almost able to control him.
And now they're into the pit. Newbee, they're trying to do this, but as I said, they cannot do this very quickly at all. Thunder have shrined up. Thunder are going to be able to come back over and contest this.
Sylar's BKB is still on cooldown, but so is Moogie's.
Some of these fights, one Newbee just finish Roche themselves. Their strength is fighting around the pit, not fighting Roche can. Whereas Thunder, if they see an opportunity and they can get Sylar into position, they can finish it incredibly quickly. Kaka jumping forward for the army. He jumps into the vision, and I mean, he has got the ult, but he's dead. He's not getting away with that one. He had to buy back as well. This is now 4 buybacks pretty much in the last minute that Newbee have used to try and control this position.
Both teams have used an absurd amount already. The Beastmaster, the Skywrath, the Troll, the Slark, the Doom, as well as the Sand King.
Moogie into the pit again. Take away. Oh, Summoner. Does still feel like a very awkward position for Newbee. So they expended 4 buybacks around here. Moogie will start punching away at Roche, but it's not happening any time quickly.
Scout them out with the Zeus ulti. KP also has Doom now available, and all the rest of their ultis as well.
Oh, this long reach around, wrap around might catch Newbee off guard. The smoke from Thunder.
Oh, they've got to be careful.
They're going to have the high ground
my God.
advantage here. Newbee, they're going to walk up into it, but Yang, he's ready to pounce. He's going to look for a nice pass comes down to Doom. But KP just makes a really reaction, gets the Doom down, in fact, immediately onto Sylar. And then Sylar goes for 2 minutes. They've got the bow shot, the epicenter Kaki comes across, bringing this Scarab made down incredibly low, and they'll find it. It's a 2 for 2 at the moment. Both teams losing their major cores, Mugi and Sylar out of the game for 2 minutes. Which team can find the cleanup? That's the question, yeah? Turns, looks towards KP, has the trap. They've got KP surrounded, Freeze cuts him down. DDC will get bursted by SCCC. It's a 3 for 3. At the moment, Kaka, wanting to keep fighting, comes back in with a bow strike. Goes for the Sandstorm, try and back away, but they have the detection from the Necro units. SCCC jumping forward. He may be able to find the cleanup. Looking towards Freeze, but he's out of mana. Freeze, he's got a sword. SCCC is out of magic. So Freeze finishes him off, and he's the last man standing.
And he looks at the Roche and he's like, I can't do this.
He's got a lot of money though. He's got 4.4k gold after that. As yeah, he's got free reign of the map now.
What an unbelievably even trade again in the fight. They get Sylar with the Doom, but Mugi also gets controlled during the team fight before the BKB's back up.
I mean,
everyone's dead for quite a long time because of all those buybacks.
Yeah, I mean, Freeze is loving life. He's level 25.
He's the only one
money in the world.
He's the only one playing Dota right now. He's just running around. He's like, the whole map is mine.
What does he do?
Claim the bounties, right?
He's finally done it. He's killed everyone, but then it's sort of a moment of sadness. He now realizes his errors. He's now lonely for the first time in his life.
Skywrath and Disruptor.
Okay, that's
so for a moment he was.
There we go. He was lonely.
Level 25's coming out already. I say already, it's 41 minutes. 5 level 25s already in the game.
Ooh, let's have a look at that replay.
SCCC in the back lines just gets all of his spells up. I don't even know how much damage he ended up doing throughout the entire fight. Probably upwards of 12 plus thousand.
Yeah, probably about 30k.
No, I mean, not that much.
No, not that.
But quite a lot.
Look at that.
Pretty much even trades. Just Breeze able to get that last kill, of course, on SCCC. I believe had a lot of gold on the Zeus before that fight started. I want to say he had upwards of like 4,000. Because look at that, 7,800 gold.
Yeah, he's so this.
And when that fight ends,
he's just so much killing, so much fighting. There's a lot of rich people on the map. He's top net worth SCCC above Sylar, but now Thunder, they're back in the pit. I don't think they're going to get away with it though, because Newbee they're heading over again.
2,000, 1,500.
And maybe get there inside. They're not. But last time, Thunder did get the Rose, then lost the fight. This time looks like the story's going to be different. They will get it. They'll get all the 3 components, the Shard, the Cheese, the Aegis. They get out, and they don't get punished for it. So finally, Thunder get that edge with the Roast that they've been looking for the whole 40 minutes of this game.
Refresh your Shard, Punka. Oh, he gave it away. I was excited for the double Ghost Ship fleet.
Oh, that would be fun.
Who would he end up giving it to?
Probably Beastmaster?
Probably Beastmaster.
Yeah,
Beastmaster. Yang still doesn't have that Hex finished up because he's had to buy back and died in most of these situations and fights.
Oh, they should have given it to him. Because if you refresh
you can refresh
it perfectly,
Tidebringer as well too, and you can double Ghost Ship.
If you refresh it perfectly, does it work for the chain stuns?
I don't think so.
It doesn't quite.
I don't think it quite chain stuns. It's not like the Zeus or like the Zeus or Luna. I think of the two that you can actually chain stun people before they can get anything off if you have the refresher and your mini stun talents. And, Mugi's farm has completely stopped though in those last moments. You see SCCC and Kunkka as well as Troll have far surpassed the Slark after Mugi purchased that Ive Scotty and died near that Ancients.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's been sitting on that Scotty for quite some time.
Yep.
And just the 1,400 gold above it to show.
Octarine Zeus. Now he has a lot more mana to work with and even more damage that's going to be coming up from that reduced cooldown on everything. They do have to try to get into that backline to control SCCC, but they do have the luxury of Aegis Cheese Refresher Shard right now.
All about getting that jump. All about Yang finding those roars to start things off. And here we go. They're hunting.
I might like to see Yang actually just go for a Blink Dagger.
I think you
maybe
want that opening.
I know he wants the Hex. I think getting the Hex, but then afterwards I think maybe sell him the Shadow Blade and try to get the Blink Dagger so they can get into the backlines, get on top of that Zeus, try to catch them off guard because we do see like tons of sentries been placed out, and of course the Jam and Zeus, you're always able to kind of see where the targets are with those Shadow Blades. And who's got all the gems, by the way? I saw one that was sitting near the Ancients. I'm assuming that VG Thunder has both now. One's on the Courier, the other one is on Yang.
I don't know if I'm going crazy. I swear we've just clicked on the Kunkka and he had the Hex created again.
The Kunkka? He still has another dayless, dude.
He definitely, definitely said he was building it. Unless I'm going crazy. I know
The other day
I know
you
the Beastmaster.
Didn't the other day you said? Did he? That's the Beastmaster.
No, but I did. Oh,
Owen,
am I crazy?
I think you're crazy.
I swear I saw the Kunkka sign.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
SCCC.
Did you see that? He's out of there. Jumps out like a beautiful angel.
I thought you were talking about the Kunkka again. I clicked on him. I was like, he's still on there.
That's a dayless. No. CCC jumping around the place.
The other day, didn't you see that you saw someone buying a soul ring? You swore to me that
He
they were buying.
absolutely did. Someone could check the VODs on that. There was definitely a Bloodseeker buying a soul ring and then selling it. Who was it again? I can't remember. But that definitely happened.
Yang has the Hex now finished up.
How's she going to tell me I didn't see an Ember Spirit buy broadswords, you know?
That one.
Crazy things happen here at the Dota 2 Super Major. Look at that 4 bounty runes for VGJ Thunder.
4 bounties, and now they have Hex on Yang. So double Hex can come out with that Refresher Shard too. So lots of control will be there and available for Mugi if he does not get the BKB off. And Mugi, 5-second BKB, Troll, 6-second BKB actually, and Hellzar 5 seconds. So majority of those have ticked down. I'm making our poor ops work a lot, I'm sorry. We click around all over the place.
13k lead now for Thunder.
Lots of gold in their backpack though at the moment. 6,500 on Tyler, 4,000 on Priest. So the gold lead determining, saying that they have that much, they actually have a lot just inside of the back.
Oh, and here we go. Kaka is in immediately, and look how much damage Silar's taking. That's in what? And they're going to certainly look for round 2. We'll see if they can find the jump in there. We have indeed. KP comes forward. Gets the Doom off, but the BKB's there in time from Sylar as he retreats, has the run as well from the post, keeping him safe. Jump forward from Kaka, gets knocked back there by the side switch from the Raw. They've lost the Doom. Ice Bomb comes out, but Mugi pops the BKB. KP will buy back to this fight. The second Raw comes out onto Mugi, holds it down through the BKB. They finish off the Slark. It's a triple kill for Freeze.
They're not able to get Sylar that second time. He actually got insta-stunned by the Nimbus Cloud before he get the BKB off when he respawned, but KP unable to get the Doom before that BKB, and Mugi gets controlled. Doesn't expect that roar into Hex coming out from Yang from that Refresher Shard. Now they can go, I mean, that's an important fight for Thunder, like we were mentioning. It said, 14k gold lead, but now they can go spend some of that gold and look to keep this momentum going up for themselves. I believe it's a full Satanic now for Sylar. Oh, he bought the wrong item.
Oh,
Now he rebought it.
there we go.
He bought the Relic by accident then.
Right,
Then
actually,
he had
I
the-
wanted to see the red. He wants, oh, Yang!
Oh. Gets killed really quickly. That Zeus does a lot of damage.
Yeah, they're going to buy back on Waybearers. Kaka's in trouble. Kaka. Good put up by the Ice Bomb. CCC does take a macro pile. We'll take on the big burst for more DDC side. I'm trying to move them with the BKB onto KP. KP gets himself onto the high ground, puts the BKB is to not be caught out by the X-Mark combo. Capcom walks himself into a couple of sharks. DDC comes back with the Ice Bomb, but the vision will be there for him to be glimpsed back into the clutches of SCCC's Lightning.
They recover one of their gems. Who has the other one? I think they actually got both. Another line? I guess they got both. Because they just purchased a new one, yeah. So they did get both back during that fight. That's pretty significant, and they held with Mugi not having to use his buyback.
They didn't lose any barracks either, but only lost the tier 3 in the middle lane at the moment.
SCCC is going to start having some slot issues, though. Might have to start replacing some items.
What'd you get rid of?
Probably the Aether Lens, you can go Refresher.
Yeah.
He feels like he wants to just be able to deal the ridiculous amount of damage output in the fights.
Refresher, Refresher, Hex, E-Blade are sort of the ones that come to mind.
I think the Refresher's my best, but Hex could also, I mean, you never feel bad about having Hex.
Yeah, late game Hexes are so game-changing.
I've seen these Aeon Discs also come into play quite a lot. I've seen Freeze get a couple, some get a crit, and it just instantly procs both of the Zeus as well as the Sand Kings. Gonna try to keep track of that one.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So can't get one shot anymore with the Aeon Disc. So a very nice sight to have against the Kunkka.
Another Hex gonna be built up for Fade.
Mugi trying to prepare for these Hexes coming into the game.
Yeah.
Will be building their Lincolns.
They might want even, that's something, maybe they could double up on it. But I think Refresher's too good. Yeah, okay, Refresher has been queued up now for SCCC. But I think that someone else could look to purchase a Lincolns. They want to just throw as many as Lincolns and Lotus Orbs, whatever they can throw on to the slot to try to protect him.
Sure,
Lotus will at least reflect the Hex, but not protect it.
Well, Maybe both teams once again waiting for the rush. See what Thunder do.
Find out in about 30 seconds.
A scan from Thunder will confirm Newbee's location. They're smoked up at the moment.
They still have their cheese available. Thunder.
Yang with a Raw and a Hex. Double disable for whichever targets he gets his claws on. Will not find the catch onto Newbee there. Straight off the bat.
Do they have any force staffs actually on Newbee? This is so rare to be clicking on a lot of the Chinese supports and not seeing force staffs lately. Because it used to be the massive force staff meta for ages with these teams, and that's another way that they could look at actually to protect the Slark. If he does get locked down by those hexes, is force him out of the fights. So I think force staffs and Lincolns are probably the best ones for Newbee. They're all positioned together. Scouting ulti from SCCC.
Too long cooldown at all with the Octarine as such. Just a minute each and every time. And there's the tip.
Nice. Okay, is that the first one? That's the first one of the game, I think.
Oh,
very friendly coming out from these teams.
So now we're going to see what the Skyriff get lovely and rich.
He got the talent.
300 GTX.
Yep.
Hex will be there in no time for Fade.
They're going to have a lot of control. We mentioned the GPM talents too. Fade, of course, hit that level 20 a bit ago on the Disruptor and has the Aghanims queued up. It's also one of those because they can always change because now they have Doom from KP and they have the AoE Doom that can be applied from the Disruptor.
What is actually the talent you do take on a 25 Disruptor?
I tend to see the glimpse cooldown, yeah. I mean, it becomes pretty ridiculous. 8 seconds.
Yeah, just constant catch
chase.
after catch.
Yeah.
See what he does.
The other one can be nice though versus like limited BKBs.
In an 8 second or so kinetic field.
Long kinetics, yeah.
Especially when you consider they've got like the double double Nimbus as well from Zeus. You can lock someone down.
That's actually very true.
A couple of Nimbuses on top of them.
That could be a pretty cool combo.
That could be a cool combo.
See it.
Sara still walking around with a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, what does he sort of do now with his build? I guess you're probably looking to get that SMY.
Probably for something else. Yeah. I'm trying to think what he wants.
I mean, is the butterfly not favourable?
That's what I was thinking versus the Slark.
Yeah. There's no true strike at the moment. Well, there's no MKB and such.
I mean, for now, holding on to buyback so he can buy back and boots and travel in since buyback's so expensive.
Yeah, and I guess maybe he values that HP a little bit too much. Well,
yeah.
You know, understandably so against the Zeus. Freeze! Wants the BKB straight away. That's incredibly spooked as soon as they're aware of Newbee being close in the mid lane.
The Hawk goes and scouts him, and no hesitation by Freeze. He knows how quick that he can die versus this Zeus. One stun, all it takes.
25 now on Kaka. We'll take the health regen this game.
I've seen almost everyone take that. I like the Sandstorm blind. I guess you're not really going to be sitting in Sandstorm. Your job is to be blinking stun, resetting, blink stun. Blah, blah, blah.
I guess so, but then you could argue, they have got a team that has control with that kinetic field. Hey, the extra 4 seconds of kinetic field, the Sandstorm. You could really make quite a party pit.
Ooh, they give Fade an Arcane rune. So Skyrath, Aghanims with an Arcane. There'll be a lot of damage coming out.
There we go, Thunder goes Wrath. They know what's up, they know where VGJ Thunder are. And they will not head anywhere closer towards that high ground.
They've slowed down that net worth lead though. That was 15,000, it's now down to 10. Experience, not really that.
I mean, how do you imagine SCCC switch around his eventually in the fight? Because I imagine he is going to want that Eon Disc in one of his slots when the fights kick off, right?
Yeah.
Because he's still holding on to that Ether Lens. Is it really that valuable at this stage?
He switches for the refresher orb after he uses it, right?
I guess so, but then when the cooldown's so long in the backpack.
Yeah, just for the fight though. You know,
okay, switch it for the proc.
Yeah, yeah. Because he needs boots to travel. Like the thing is, the boots are way too efficient on a Zeus in fights. You need to be able to be mobile.
Oh, casual half HP. How is Kunkka doing after his second dayless freeze?
Queued up in Abyss.
Okay.
They want to have even more control in the fights. I guess he's a bit scared to go for the straight rapier.
Yeah, I guess the Abyssal just get the challenge. I was going to say, against the Slug, wouldn't there be the actual temptation that the Hex is actually better than Abyssal against the Slug?
Yeah, probably. I mean, Hex is the
I guess the Hex
item.
doesn't really give you damage. Like, it gives you a little, 10 stats or something. But yeah, the ability is actually going to give you that right click benefit as well.
A clutch bash, right? That's what we saw how Mugi died earlier.
True. Yeah, I guess between him and Sylar, all the bashes.
The rapier is usually the ideal choice. Concussive shot to scout. Oh, this is all just about Roche control now. Oh, another arcane rune picked up for the Skywrath after he uses the bottle.
Excuse me.
We're
let off and all. Here we go,
Just jump forward.
But Eon Disc is there. Kaka will be safe for now. AP in fact jumps in, gets the Doom down onto Sylar. Shiva's guard as well. Don't slow the BKB still up. Sylar backs away. Mugi jumps into the midst of the fight, looks towards Freeze. The Freeze points his own BKB on the side. Kaka jumps across with the Burrow Strike, cuts down Yang. Yang fights back immediately on the Beastmaster to get himself re-involved with the fight. KP getting focused by Faye, but he gets himself up to the high ground. The Sharks out onto nothing as Newbee are able to disengage. So out of it all, Yang getting taken down and having to fight back. Thunder will still look to go back in towards the pit. They know there's no epicenter. They know there's no Doom, Static Storm, or Thunder God's Wrath. The ults are down on Newbee's side.
Another Nimbus though.
See if Newbee can get themselves in. The double Mystic Flare coming out. Faith getting the kinetic field down to give them the vision. Sylar being a little hesitant on how he goes for Roshan. Backs away, but Kaka is in with the Burrow Strike. Gets silenced immediately by the Ancient Seal of Skywrath. Glimpse onto Sylar, but immediate blink out from the kinetic field. He does not want to hang around anywhere longer with the two of them. The big hook comes out, but SCCC has the Eon Disc to block the majority of that damage.
SCCC's out of mana. Has to go back to base right now and fill up before he can come back into the fight. Between all of these, there's a double Nimbus on the ground. There's a kinetic field all over the place too. This is insane.
Oh, and so for the next slot, he will pick up the Blink Dagger. He goes back for Freeze, so we can find that angle and positioning.
Okay.
For the Prince. The Blink Dagger and Shadow Blade taking up a couple of slots for the mobility.
I thought it would be the Beastmaster that probably did that one first to try to get the the quick hexes coming out, but
and here we have a mid lane for smoke. Can they catch up? Kaka heading forward, he goes in with the Burrow Strike, but that's going to be a mistake. Straight away the jump off, but all they can into the stone. They've got the Yaws. Can they finish him off in the ice path? Kaka in a lot of trouble. The Eldest protecting him for some time, but it's not going to keep him alive. Kaka gets caught out as he tries to push out the middle lane.
he's got buyback.
And we very
Probably
well,
gonna use.
I was going to say, may see him use it, considering the way we've seen these Roshan fights going. Indeed, he will. Kaka buying back immediately, and Thunder, in respect to they will back off. But Sylar gets dragged back. Mugi, he's on the front side. Holding up the BKB in the Shadow Dance.
He's rolling. Control him inside of it with that Aghanim's.
At the same time, the Nimbus gets dropped down onto Faith. They've lost two, and both Fade and Sylar buying back immediately. Roshan incredibly low. Kaka goes in with a Burrow Strike. KP jumps in with a quick stun and an Infernal Blade onto DDC.
SCCC killed the creep that Sylar was boots traveling back in from base.
And
He's
now
trying to finish Roche.
That is incredibly low. Newbee knows that they've got a good chance of getting away with this, and they will. They take it down, but no, in fact, Dyer does get the kill. Newbee still able to pick up the edges, jump in from epicenter Kaka, but he can't find the controls. The BKB from Yang is blocked. They take the Aegis out of Mugi's hands once. CCC trying to chase down for more. AP jumps in with the stun. They've controlled Freeze. Freeze is gone. Kunka's out for 100. Glimpse. They've got the vision. Glimpse onto Yang. Yang's no way he can escape from this one as he's surrounded by 5. As that is now Yang down for 2 minutes. Top lane, the creeps are doing it, but SCCC will be back to push this defense off. So
11,000. Is that? Did I see that right? The Zeus, 11,000 gold. Oh my god.
Look at the sentries. Ah! 25
centuries.
Oh my goodness, he's going to start drawing penises.
No, he won't. Come on. He buys 2 Tomonologists as well for his team. The damage coming out from this Zeus in the fights is absolutely ridiculous. And killing that creep that the troll was boots are traveling back in on.
That was close.
Allows them to just commit completely for that Roche. Now it's them on the aggressor.
Gives the sentries over to this disruptor. 25 sentries.
Now Freeze has queued up the rapier.
Oh,
now he's recognized, he's like, this is getting out of control.
Oh, it is.
The troll, Sylar, cannot actually get any damage done in the fight. It's getting completely controlled over and over again.
And the refresher Sard Slant.
Ooh, double BKB, double Shadow Dance.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can also protect himself by refreshing the Lincolns.
And there goes Raph, jump in, they get the vision, Kaka, Julian on top of the Kunkka, that goes well. KP gets the Doom, but the BKB is out already from Sylar. Sylar will be fine, but he has to back off and retreat from the fight for now. Kaka on the side, getting slowed down by the concussor, but he forces himself down below.
He did take the kinetic field duration, by the way.
Oh, he did. The party ring prophecy is complete.
There's going to be, like I said, the Nimbus, the kinetics, they're everywhere in these fights. And
These 5-second PKBs aren't going to be fun to play around with when you're in the ring.
8.4 second duration on the kinetic field.
8.4
if
seconds.
the troll is going to get stuck inside of these over and over again in these fights.
Absolutely. And we've seen Faith so far has been getting some very good field and static storms down.
Yeah.
I mean, and worth reminding as well, even though he has a 5-second BKB, it is an Ag static storm. So if he gets the Ag static storm, there's literally no way out of the pit.
Siler's now queued up a refresher zone, realizing how important the BKB for the troll. I mean, BKB and double Scotty's pretty nice for Troll Warlord as well. Try to make himself survive.
I mean, how do you save your cores if they get caught out by an Ag static storm and an 8-second kinetic field? Well, what's the plan there if you're VGJ Thunder? Is there just...
They have nothing to save them right now.
There's nothing
They don't have a save hero.
You just have to sort of let them have that time in the ring.
Yep, they don't have the save hero.
Oh, well. Another 60-minute game. We've had some long ones as of recent.
Oh, SCCC now has an Arcane in his own bottle.
Oh, yeah.
So Zeus Arcane, definitely a lot more threatening than a Skywrath with an Arcane.
Thunder. They're out. They're on the prowl.
It's 42 to 42.
42 to 42.
Oh my goodness.
Add a couple of zeros in there because this match duration's going pretty high. 60 plus minutes. There's the Hex for Faden. Refresher Shard for Sylar. More tomes being bought here by SCCC. He's a learned man. He wants to give the books to his teammates, of course.
Who's not 25 in this game yet? Oh no. It's KP.
Got edge.
He's almost there though.
SCCC using his vast funds to educate KP.
No, KP, maybe not be the highest level, might have 12 deaths, but been getting the situational dooms over and over again on the right targets.
What happened to those 25 sentries, by the way?
Faith has placed 9 of them now.
He's getting through them.
He can buy another 25, and it wouldn't really hurt too much of SCCC's money.
No, it wouldn't. SCCC, he's got to start investing in selling. I mean, we talk about investing in selling. Okay, they're in the moonshot already. The BKB with the Doom was out onto him, but it doesn't matter. Sylar able to punch through once, an immediate buyback from Faith. He was getting himself in on the fight. They put the surrounding on two Troll, and they finish up Sylar. He's been muted. Jump shot, they work. Sylar's down for 2 minutes without buyback. Jump ball for Kaka. Burrow strike. The Nimbus down as well as Mookie, ready to go on to his next core target. Freeze taken out of the game. Neither core with buyback available. The two big catches for Newbee to find there. As the slot is allowed to go ham, SCCC getting out so much damage in these team fights. And Kaka, he's not done. In he goes with the 2-man Burrow strike. The Nimbus, the epicenter coming out. There'll be a buyback for CDC, but with four heroes down, without buyback, GG is caught. And Newbee will finally be able to close out game 1, which was quite a crazy one indeed.
Pretty back and forth all over the place, and you could still... He's lineup though. They would just instantly blink, get the Doom on the Troll Warlord, and Sylar just really suffering to really do anything inside of the fights. And SCCC, I tried to see how much damage he did in the last fight, but the fight recap did not come up. But we're going to see how much he did throughout the entire game. Oh my god! 122,000